Well, the best energy source is not to need it in the first place. I mean, conservation clearly is the first thing to do, and a lot of farmers have done that. They were pretty startled by what happened to the price of fuel in the 70s, and there were many ways of cutting down on your fuel requirements, some of them easy, and those have mostly been done, some of them not so easy. So conservation first, things like keeping your tractor in better tune, for example. I mean, farmers did that, that's the easy stuff. But you can't completely eliminate some kind of external energy source. Agriculture is well set up to take advantage of the sun. You know, it already is mainly driven by the sun, despite the fact that we talk about the fossil fuel intensiveness of agriculture, which is true. The single biggest energy input into agriculture is the sun. And there are ways of making better use of the sun. Agriculture needs fuel for some things that are not so easy to do by solar, but some things are much easier, like, for example, keeping animal houses warm in the winter is very suitable for solar. Solar is very suitable for heating water, let's say for a dairy barn. Solar can also be used to run irrigation pumps. Windmills are a kind of solar energy, and you know, once upon a time they were very popular on American farms, and there's been some interest in bringing them back in a more modern, high-tech form, of course. The agriculture can also produce fuels from waste materials. Biogas, for example, from dairy manure had a wave of popularity in the 70s, and then when oil prices went down, interest kind of subsided. That's kind of unfortunate. It seems that our interest in energy sources for agriculture goes up and down with the price of oil, which means it can come and go in 1 or 2 years, and it has come and gone several times since the 70s. I would prefer to see a long-range commitment to freeing agriculture from dependence on fossil fuel. It might take several decades to do it, but if the interest goes away every time there happens to be a surplus of oil, we'll never get there. And so, unfortunately, we have not made as much progress as we might have.
Do you see any future for ethanol?
Yes, I think ethanol was oversold in the 70s. It became a kind of a missionary cause. People were they were selling it off the back of the wagon like patent medicines at the carnival, and it was oversold. It was the cure-all for farmers, and they harmed themselves, as people always do when they do that sort of thing. And so it got a bad press, and justifiably so. But I can see a modest role. It's not the solution, but you don't need one solution. If a whole bunch of different alternative energy sources each contribute their 5 or 10 or 15% or whatever, that could get the job done. So I don't see ethanol as a cure-all, but I see it as having a modest but not trivial place in a broader energy program.